We have a lot of things to list on eBay. You guys might remember a few days ago I did a major Value Village haul, one of the best ones I think that I've ever had, but it's time now to get all those items listed on eBay. Again, it doesn't make sense if you're just going to Value Village and keeping the items here. The longer that they're sitting not listed is the longer that you have to wait for that profit and for you to get your money back. So we're going to spend today getting most of those items drafted up here and listed on eBay. I'm really excited about it because I think there's a lot of money here at play, and overall I'm looking down at this huge pile of items. I'm really excited. Before we get into things though, I would ask that if you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing with a little button below and hit the bell notification so you never miss a video. Also leave a like on it if you enjoy it, and with that, let's jump right into things. So this is a look at all the work that we're going to try to get done today. Again, we're not going to get everything listed, but we're going to try to get close to it. So here's the plan. This is basically all of the stuff that we have for the new store that's not listed on eBay yet. And I'm just going to kind of go through it very briefly here. I know you guys have probably already seen the haul, but a few different consoles here. I think the ones without the cables I'm going to hold off on for a bit here because I still have to test them fully. But this one here I'm going to try to get listed as complete. Got a whole bunch of phones. This charger we're going to get listed. All of this stuff in here we're going to get listed. This PS3 I'm trying to wait to get a power cable from it at another Value Village, and then I will include it when I go to sell it. I'm not sure if it works yet, but we will figure that out here eventually. These two items back here I'm actually going to drop off with Airval. He's got a DJ Hero game that he wants to bundle with this for the 360, so that's great. And then additionally, he is a big fan of testing different Wii consoles out, so I'm going to drop this one off, and hopefully he can get it listed here pretty quickly. 20 bucks on that though. I bought that a while ago, and I just never got around to listing it, so he's going to go ahead and deal with that. And then the Monopoly game, which we're going to deal with here today. So overall, we should be looking at, what is that, 1, 5, 4, was that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 10 listings here today. So not bad at all. We're gonna make some really good money, I think, through them. And yeah, why don't we just jump right into things. So my first plan here is I'm gonna get the bags off of every single item out here. We're gonna take a look at everything that we're dealing with, figure out what we're gonna bundle together and whatnot, and then we'll go ahead and start testing things. Okay, so I got all the phones and whatnot removed from the bag, so we're all good now. We've got the stickers removed from any of the things with stickers on them. Now I think I'm just gonna organize things. I'm gonna pull the two PS2 Slims off here because these are the only ones I think I'm gonna hold off on today, and we'll get them saved for a rainy day. But the rest of them here, I think we're ready to go. And I'm going to also save the PS3 like I mentioned, and these two I'm going to get off the table because I'm going to send them over to Airval. Otherwise, then we're going to start here by testing off everything. If we have time, we will get around to these, but if not, we'll just hold off on them. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead now and start testing through all of the phones, and then I'll make my way over to the PS2 and anything else here that needs to be tested. Alright, so let's start off here, guys, real quick with the phones. I also have some handy disinfectant wipes here if we need them, which I'm sure we will. But anyway, so I've just got a nice little power cable here. We'll start off here with this silver Panasonic phone, and what I like to do on these is I plug them in like this, and there's the sound that we like to hear, and it does say that it's charging. And that's about the extent of the testing that I do for these guys. I don't like to go too in-depth with them. I do sometimes check, make sure all these buttons make the sounds, which they do, which means they're all responsive, right? So we know that those all work, and those guys don't actually do anything because they just go side to side. But yeah, I mean, it works fully fine, and that's just my way of testing it. It is charging right now. If we lift it off, it's not going to work. The other thing that I test, though, or that I check for at least, is the batteries. Make sure that they are included and that they don't have any corrosion. In this case, we're totally fine. So that's perfect right there. And this unit's basically ready. We're going to do some cleanup on it, but that's as simple as it is. Same with the VTech here. Usually they take a little bit longer to boot up, but let's try it. We plugged it in, and there's our light just came on for charging. And again, they take a little longer, like I said, but we should see here soon something pop up on the screen. And although it's very faint, in fact, I don't even think you guys can see it, but there is actually a battery icon that's appeared on the screen on the left there. You can only kind of see it if you're down low, but you can see it there, and it is charging. So that's all good now, and that phone is also tested. Oh yeah, also the VTEX have to be charged enough to be on for the buttons to work, and also I'm not even sure if the buttons on the VTEX beep, but anyway, it looks like it's in really good shape, so I'm not too concerned by it at all. This one's good to go. So that's the gist of it. I'm going to go through them all now and do that all on every single unit. There's also the AT&T ones over here, which came with an extra base, so I might list that separately, and we'll just test that using the other phone. Craftsman, actually, let me show you guys this one real quick. I don't have a battery to test it with, which isn't great, but what we will do at least is we'll turn it on here with this cable, and we should see a light come on, or maybe not. I might have to look these chargers up and see if they come on or not. Yeah, because charging fully charged and defective, but we don't have a battery in it, so maybe that's why. Okay, I'm gonna have to check on that one again, actually, because usually they do have a light that just will stay on, but this one only has the 3 lights for the indicated things, which none of we have. So I will double check on this guy, but otherwise, there we have it. Okay guys, so this wrapped up the testing and the cleaning of all of the phones that you see in front of you, and the 2 new products here are all ready to go as well. They've been cleaned and are looking good. The only thing that we're going to leave till the end is the PS2 there. I also have a couple other items over here. The Craftsman thing does turn out that it does not have a light, so that's fine. We're ready to list that one. And also the VTech over there is tested and clean. So we are ready to begin working on all this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead now and get these guys all listed on eBay. Okay guys, so as you can see, we've gotten through everything now except for the PlayStation 2, which is what we're going to be working on right now. I have it plugged in, but I have not actually tested it yet off camera. So this is the first time we're going to go ahead and turn it on. We know that it did turn on last time that we played it when we were testing it when we in the haul video. But here we go, it's turned on. Now I'm going to head over to the television where I need to make sure that we're on input 2. I need to make sure that we are on TV, and yep, that's going to be it right there. So we do have the system turned on. Let's go ahead and get a game in there, and then we'll go ahead and test out the controller as well. Okay guys, so I put a game in the console now, and one thing that I've noticed is I'm pretty sure the remote that came with it here doesn't work. Let me just try it here one more time. If I plug it into slot 1, and I start moving things around, you're seeing, oh, wait a second. No, it is working. Oh, that's kind of strange. Hit version or enter. Yeah, the X thing isn't working. It's not letting me enter or press version. That was the problem I was having. So if I try to press those buttons, you can see I'm hitting them down here and nothing is happening on the screen. Same with controller slot 2. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same issue. So I think, yeah, those ones work, but then this doesn't do anything. So I think this is a faulty controller. Let me unplug this and try out. I do have one of my own here, so let me plug this guy in now. We'll try out this guy. We can see that the up and down works, but now if I press, let's go to browser, press X. Yeah, we can see the X and circle and triangle do work on this one. And if we go, yeah, there's our game that we put in. Let's see if we can launch that. But that's unfortunate. I do believe that we probably have an extra controller we can bundle with this, so not a huge loss. But it does suck. That's like a $15, you know, value-added thing. I could also leave it without a controller, but I think I want to sell it with one to get the full $100. So yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, let me just make sure that it works first here and reads the game. Also, unfortunately, I have ran out of compressed air. It's not too terrible, this system, but it does definitely have some dust, which would have been nice to blow out. But I mean, it's just going to be what it'll be for now. And I'm just going to list it because I don't have time to go out and get compressed air right now. Yeah, it is just going to be what's going to be. I'm going to describe it obviously with the dust, but that's just that. Okay, well, good news is that the disc reader does work. The only thing that's not working is this remote. I tried it again on the actual game. Still, it just seems like this section over here on the remote is not working. So the D-pad is, these are, but this isn't. So maybe there's a fix to that. I'm not sure if I really want to take this apart and try to play with it. I haven't before. But we could always sell it for parts, I suppose, maybe for $5, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to have to find another controller a lot with this. I know AirVal has one, which we may be able to put with it, get a little bit more money for it. But we'll have to wait and see. So I might end up giving this to him as well. Anyway, I don't think that we're going to be able to list this guy today, unfortunately, because I just don't have any extra remotes around. So I actually just got off the phone with AirVal, and he suggested that I drop this off with him, and then we're going to add 2 controllers that he has extras of with this bundle, which I think is smarter. Initially, we were going to add the 2 controllers with the PS2 Slims there, both of them. However, they don't have the cables, which means they probably wouldn't get as much value for them as they're going to get in this bundle here. We're probably going to be able to get a little bit more thanks to those 2 controllers. So we're going to sad to see, but I think that's going to be the place. I'm going to go ahead and drop this off with him. He's going to deal with it from here out. But as far as we're concerned, it does work in terms of, you know, powering on, game works and everything. So he'll probably do a little bit more testing, but that's going to be that. So I'm going to now work on these two PS2s, see if we can get them listed just as loose consoles. And then I'm probably going to save this remote for something else. I'm not sure. I may include it with something. I don't know. I don't even know if it'll work. So we're going to go ahead and try those both though. And again, the PS3 is still waiting for a cable, but these two we're going to go ahead and get up today. Okay, so I got the PS2s going now, and number one is on and working, which is fantastic. We're going to try out a game in it here again, and we're going to see if we can get it to work. These guys do tend to have issues with the disc readers going on them. We'll see if this one still works, but I've definitely had a few in the past. And while we're at it, we might as well try this remote that they gave us with it, which right now seems like it's not working up here at all. Oh, the light did just go on there for a second. I'm not sure why it just went off though. Okay. Oh yeah, so it is getting power. That's good. If I press that, it gets the light on. Looks like our reader works, which is fantastic. The game is going, which means this is going to be a tested and working console. After, of course, I tested 2 remote slots and everything else. I just wrapped up testing on the first one. Everything is working great on it. Also, this remote does work, which is nice to see. And now we're launching the second one. I've got a game in there. It looks like it did actually just launch to the game. I saw it boot up there. So now we're going straight into the game. And I'm hoping that the reader works. Will this be a 2 for 2? These were $30 each. And I'm really hoping that I can not have to write one of these off. Yes, I think we got lucky. 2 for 2, guys. I really didn't have any means of testing these in the store, so this was a big risk, but it's going to pay off. $60. We're probably going to turn it into almost $200 here. So I'm going to go ahead, test obviously all the controller ports, everything else on this unit, but I am excited. This is looking really good. Okay, so I just cleaned off both units, so you can literally see that they are basically sparkling. Like, they are pretty darn close to new. That's, you know, those marks are just the water drying on them from the wipe, but I mean, they look pretty good, but even on the wipe, you can see, still got some dirt off them, which is always why I like to wipe things down. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead now and post both of these, or to list them, take some pictures, and I'll do them both individually. I'm not sure how I'm going to figure out which one's which, but that's a problem for another day when I go to ship them. So for now, I'm going to go do them as 2 individual listings, just in case one has some issues where the other one doesn't. So that's my goal. And by issues, I mean cosmetic issues, of course, because there are some very light scratches and some little dust things and whatnot. I just don't have any problems, so I'm going to do them as 2 separate listings. So I'm actually going to wrap things up there for today. I just finished drafting those 2 PS2 Slims. We're going to be able to get those listed probably today or tomorrow on the actual platform. But that was all pretty simple. I just loaded them up without any controllers, or technically I didn't load them up with anything, so they're just console onlys, but they are fully tested. So hopefully that'll get some good money for them. I'm kind of thinking maybe $70 each, maybe 60, 70, and we paid 30 each. So we should do well on those. The other 2 controllers that weren't working, the second one actually was working, but it was an off-brand. I'm going to just keep them and maybe lot them up eventually, or sell them for parts, or sell the off-brand one with another bundle. But for now, I'm just going to leave them out of those bundles. So out of all the stuff that we had in the new store here, basically only one item is still not listed, which is the PS3 Fat. The other ones that we didn't list are going over to Airval, so he can take care of them. So basically, we've got everything done and dealt with here, which is fantastic. I always love that feeling of getting all caught up on all the inventory that can be listed, you know, when it is listed, which is exactly what we have here today. So with that all said, I am going to wrap up today's video here. If you guys did enjoy the video, I would encourage you to go down below and leave a like on it to let me know. Also, leave any comments below with your thoughts or questions about anything that you saw in today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you guys all in the next video.